exactly for that. BPM, Bullets Per Minute, is a rhythm roguelike a la Crypt of the Necrodancer created in Unreal Engine 4. But it is also a first-person shooter, which means that those UE4 movement and visual capabilities that you know and love from games like Quake and Doom are also here. So the first thing to know is that in this first level, we're going to be looking for a crypt, which is a hidden area that shows up only some of the time, but gives you permanent upgrades to the run that lower the estimate by about 10 minutes, from 25 to about 15 minutes. We'll be looking for that crypt after we defeat the boss. Now, BPM doesn't really have a story in the... Oh, here's the first boss, Draugr. Can James do it? Shooty, shooty, shooty.
Should be able to do it. Draugr is difficult only on higher difficulties, in my opinion. It can throw you off beat patterns sometimes, but it's fun. Draugr's a fun first boss.
And James got a flawless clear, which I believe means he beat it without taking any damage. James is now looking for the crypt. Can he find it? Flawless clear. He's just going to be combing the entire map for this crypt.
I have to clear the entire map anyways for clear all rooms, so yep.
Right, and we'll talk about the category in a second. BPM doesn't really have a story in the traditional sense, as it is a roguelike that can be beaten in less than 5 minutes. However, BPM is very loosely based off of Norse mythology in its world, character, and enemy design. You are one of the 10 Valkyries, well, 9 Valkyries, and one good boy, which is Gary the Wolf, descended from Asgard through the World Tree to vanquish Nidhogg, the dragon who wishes to destroy the realms. And in case you didn't hear our introductions earlier, I am Cur de la Cur, and the runner here is JamesSwan. Thankfully, you've got plenty of different things to help you on your quest, primarily abilities and items. There are 2 different types of abilities, your ultimate and your secondary. The ultimate is represented as a book, if you find it, and they are usually significantly game-changing abilities, whether it's stats, health regen, RNG manipulation, or crazy amounts of AoE damage. Ultimates are a key part of each character's kit. Did we find the crypt, James?
We did not. We are going into Asgard 2. It's Midas, though, so we get a coin for every single enemy that we kill. Actually, going to clear this challenge room first, I think.
And coins are currency, of course, and they'll help us in the shops later. I was talking about abilities. Let's see. The secondary, these are represented as scrolls, so secondary abilities have a much more rapid cooldown compared to your ultimates, and they are intended to be used frequently, even multiple times in a single room. Many of them focus on simple DPS, though in various forms, and some are much more useful than others. James is just going so fast. He's shooting at a steady 88 beats per minute. I learned that that is the tempo for all of the songs in this game. You learn the muscle memory pretty well as you go through. It's very hypnotic.
I have actually done muted and deafened runs before, which are very fun. You just turn off all game audio and go off of solely your knowledge of the rhythm.
Yep. He is a human metronome, folks, but only for that beats per minute.
Exactly. Also say
while
hi to
James,
Munin. Technically
yes, Munin. What kind of animal is it? Yes, technically a raven. I know a bunch of ravens that look just like that. And while he's looting, let's talk about items. These fall into 4 distinct categories. There are 4 different types of equipable items. There are helmets, shields, gloves, and boots. There is not really a significant difference between the 4 types, but each have multiple key items that we're going to look for to use in builds. And we'll go over what specifically we're looking for a little bit later.
Haven't found any of them yet, so...
Look, this is also a raven.
Yep.
That big yellow bird, chickadee, chocobo-looking thing is also a raven. Don't doubt me. The next thing to just consider is the difficulty and category of the run. The difficulty, we are running on easy difficulty. That means we're going to be seeing some stronger enemies, but not as many as a hard run, and definitely fewer than a hellish difficulty, where they have 2 times the damage as well. The category, this is a clear all rooms run, which means that we're going to be clearing every room on every floor, all 8 floors, that can display a room clear message, including boss challenges and challenge rooms. Right now, James is on the second boss of the run.
This is Ymir. We normally actually don't see him until Helheim, where you get to refight a bunch of enemies and bosses as you go through Helheim. But we got to see him this time because we didn't get a crit, and that's okay. We're making good time.
And you absolutely mollywopped him. I didn't even see him on screen.
Heading into Vanaheim, this can be a make-or-break point for a lot of runs if they've had crypts. Since this one didn't have crypts, this would normally already be reset in a normal run situation if I was going for PB attempts. But in this situation, we're just rolling with the punches and having a good time.
Let it ride. It's Jon Summer-thon. Let's talk a little bit about... Do you want me to talk a little bit about the character?
Sure, go for it.
Alright, so the character we're running is named Skuld, S-K-U-L-D. She's a character whose health depletes over time and is restored by defeating enemies, so high risk, high reward. That means our life is permanently on a timer and we're forced to go fast and play well. Skuld's weapon is a Garand, which has a 3-shot magazine and a 1-beat reload. Remember that this game is played on a rhythm, so the reload is once every beat. Happens on the beat, in 1 beat, sorry. Her ultimate ability is Sigyn's Help, which spawns a chest of varying rarity, which is good for items and abilities. And Skuld's secondary ability is Mortal Curse, which marks an enemy and takes down their HP over time. And that does stack, which makes it very good for bosses.
I'm gonna quickly cut in here. We just got an item that will save the run. We have the Midgard Bracelet. That increments my stats, and I mean all of my stats, by 1 every single floor.
That sounds really overpowered.
It is. It is the savior of this run right now, so we will have max stats at the end of the run.
Fantastic. And let me tell you about some of the other items we're looking for. I told you earlier that there are 4 different types of items: shields, helmets, gloves, and boots. For shields, we're looking for the Face of Death, which gives us double damage, the Infinite Ammo, which gives us infinite ammo, the Battle Lion, which gives us cooldown reduction and allows it for us to shoot off beat, which is very useful in a rhythm FPS. For helmets, we're looking for the Horn Shot, which gives us explosive rounds, the Deadeye Lens, which gives us auto aim, and the Adventurer's Fedora, which allows items to be equipped in different slots.
We just got the Battle Lion.
Wonderful. And the Battle Lion gives us cooldown reduction and allows for shots off the beat. Very nice. The gloves, we're looking for the Go Faster glove, which is pretty self-explanatory. The Power Shot glove, which shoots through walls, wall hacks. Look at that little raven. Absolutely a raven, folks. There he goes. And the Dwarven bracelet, which reveals the map. And then for boots, we're looking for the Trampling boots, which auto-finishes enemies below a certain health threshold, and the Skates of Strafe, which is a nice speed up. Was that the boss?
That was the boss. That was the final boss of the floor. We had actually cleared every room up until that point because I'd gotten lucky with my reads on the maps. The maps are different every single time, so you gotta be lucky with your reads or know some of the common generations.
Right. And James, how long have you been speedrunning this game?
A little over 1.5 years now. I actually ran it back at AGDQ in January. Ran the same category, though that was actually upgraded to a 100% clear, which clears all 3 waves of challenge rooms instead of just 1 of them.
I believe I was there for that. You did very well there.
Thank you. I was after the amazing Bobby Berm doing a Children of the Sun run, so you probably were there. I think that was actually where we possibly met.
I don't know who that is. Let's keep talking. Let's see. This is the 4th level, right?
This is the 4th level. We are in Vanaheim 2, and we got a very good floor modifier for this one, Glass. The Glass floor modifier allows us to basically deal double damage to enemies at the risk of taking double damage ourselves. Think of it like Heaven and Hell mode in Devil May Cry, if you've ever played those games. Thankfully, because we have the Battle Lion, we can just kind of machine gun through everything, and I can focus on moving and avoiding shots pretty easily. We do have to sadly backtrack, though.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, that is
Since
the
we're going
risk
for
of...
every room, we're going to have to... Yes.
Yep, that's the risk of running clear all rooms, but that's also why I left that health potion in that chest, because I had a feeling we might have to backtrack. And we ended up doing it, so I now have 25 extra health. Anything in here? No. The items down there on the far right hand of the lineup are the two items that will always change. Technically the ones on the left always do, but the two on the right are the actual items. There we had a luck upgrade and Loki's Bargain, which is basically a worse version of the Midgard bracelet that we already have, so no need to take either of those.
Sorry, was that the fourth boss?
Yes, that was Gulvig. Gulvig can be a massive run killer, especially if you're running any of our one-hit KO characters, but thankfully we're doing well. We have max damage, I believe, now. Yes, we have max damage now, and with Battle Lion, I can more or less just get relaxed, focus on not taking damage. We also have a little bit of safety with Svalin. Svalin is a shield that generates 25 shield procedurally over time if you're standing still. Or at least we were, I should say.
Standing still, would you?
Yeah, we would have it, I should say, if I had remembered that I had not swapped to that plan. We're going faster, we don't have any armor now, so I need to focus back up a little bit.
That's alright, I'll take back
running a little too casually there for forgetting that I didn't have any safety damage to take.
You're totally fine.
Thankfully, I can still hit off beat with Battle Line, which means I can go very fast. So we're not doing bad at all. Burning Coin, that spell is a secondary in that chest that we just opened up. That's a maybe for coming back. If we have to backtrack, which we will have to backtrack eventually through there, we might take that, we might not, depends on how other things go in this layout here. We don't have any way to penetrate armor right now, so having the Mortal Curse is better right now than having the Burning Coin for Guardians because it's instantaneous. But having the Burning Coin might be better because it is a spell that can 2 to 3 shot bosses. It can 2 to 3 shot bosses and does damage over time and can burn through armor. It is brokenly overpowered, and our favorite little wolf thing? We'll call him a wolf. Gary starts with it as his starting item. We're going to peek in here.
Right, we might see Gary a little bit later. A lot of this game, it seems, is managing your inventory slots, because you do become very overpowered, but you can't carry everything with you.
Yes, there is one way you can become more overpowered. A prestige room can spawn in the Vanaheim zones, and that allows you to basically keep all the items that you have and unlocks 4 extra item slots. It's very overpowered, but it does cost 30 coins, which you're not often going to see at that point in a casual run. Thankfully, we're not playing casually. We've kind of modified our bank save. If we get a bank, you will notice that we have over 7 million coins, I think, is the amount that I currently have in there. I did not grind those manually. No one in the community does. It has been a community-approved and agreed-upon thing to modify our bank file specifically to prevent grinding out coins. You can only put 10 coins in the bank at a time, and you have to get 100 coins in there to unlock Gary. So Gary would be the easiest way to grind coins for the bank because he guarantees bank spawns. However, at the same time, it is a bit risky. Gary is very much able to do a lot of damage, but also very weak to taking damage. We ended up not taking it because it's just not right for our build right now. Burning Coin would have been useful, but not as useful as what we already have. Nothing we need in that shop, so we're just going to keep going.
Right, and we are on the 6th level of 8 right now.
There There are a few enemies that will be a little more difficult here, and we do have to be a little more careful of. These little clockwork souls can chew up a lot of time with their invulnerability phases. Some of the flying enemies, the ones that you see dropping bombs out of the sky, they can deal 50 damage to you at once, and their death animation also does damage, so they are very dangerous. We try to avoid those like the plague.
Right. You can never take a run like this for granted.
No, you can't. Especially because this game doesn't have any iframes.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. So
not even when you're dashing?
No. There is always one-shot potential. So
fantastic.
Never get too comfortable. You get boxed into an unlucky corner and a few hits attack you at the same time, it can be run over at any point.
This isn't a baby game like Dark Souls where you can dodge roll out of anything.
I'd say Dark Souls is probably still harder than this. I have never beat the first Dark Souls game, or any Souls-like game for that matter. So, massive props to Dark Souls runners who have that level of skill. I do not have that level of skill. Oh, fell into a pit. We're fine though, no one saw that, right? Right, chat? You didn't see that.
None of you saw it. Is that a boss? Or is that just a big heart?
That is a boss challenge room. There are challenge rooms, which are those cross swords icons in the map over there that spawn a wave of enemies, and then there's boss challenge rooms, which spawn a enemy that is equivalent to a boss. There's really only one of those that we don't want to see in the boss challenge rooms. They have a few different things they can spawn, but the one we don't want to see is the fly. The fly can spawn a bunch of other flies when it dies, and it just takes so much time to kill them all because they're constantly moving, making it basically a bullet hell, and it is fun but difficult.
Isn't this already a bullet hell?
To an extent, but you wouldn't really classify this as a bullet hell in the same vein as things like Enter the Gungeon or Toho, things like that.
Sure.
I do enjoy my bullet hells, but I would definitely classify this less as a bullet hell and more as an FPS roguelike.
Sixth boss down, by the way.
Yep.
We're on to level 7. Helheim. One.
I'm go.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the community of the BPM? Oh, the audio is cutting out a little bit for me.
Yeah,
everything good, James?
We're doing fine. I'll just take a load.
I'll just froze over.
Quite literally, sometimes. That is Helheim for you. There we go! Hey, we survived. Okay, give it a few seconds to stabilize. Give it a few seconds to stabilize. Everyone okay out there, chat?
Stop panicking.
Hey, go faster, Glove. It all worked out, see? I don't know how it worked out, but it did. And there's the boss room, so we now know where we're going.
Sometimes things just work out.
Looks like we're gonna go just barely over estimate. Unless I get a very, very small
That's totally fine.
We're at about 18 minutes. We're below that with load times removed, which is what the in-game timer has. Shoutouts to the BPM devs for giving us an in-game timer. We do have a close connection to the devs.
Jets has stayed up.
Yes, we do have a close connection to the devs. Josh Sullivan, one of the lead developers and level designers for the game, is still in the BPM Discord to this day, and also the soundtrack composers, Joe Collinson, I should say, and Sam Houghton are both in the BPM Discord to this day, so it has been nice to have them as part of the community, be so tightly knit with us. It makes a difference in the running community and in how the game is run as a whole. The addition of Crypts was one of the last updates to the game that also brought us 5 additional characters to the game, from the original 5, and that includes Skuld. Skuld was not in the original version of the game, but they knew that we wanted more playable characters, they knew we wanted more things to do, and they knew we wanted to go faster. So they gave us things to do all of that, which was just awesome. So shout out to everyone.
They've even been teasing BPM 2 for a little bit now, haven't they?
Yeah, Josh Sullivan's been teasing it, but it may be less of a tease. And every time we ask him about BPM 2, he always says, no, that's not happening. But at the same time, allegedly, he and Sam Houghton, Josh Sullivan and Sam Houghton, will be making an appearance at Gamescom in Germany later this month, so anything is possible. The community's keeping their fingers crossed. Though, honestly, anything coming out next from Awe Interactive, I'm definitely going to be interested in, because they're just a wonderful crew, wonderful team of people, and have stayed so closely knit to the BPM community. I'm willing to stick with whatever they do next.
It's always nice to see a supportive dev community for a speedrunning community.
The one quick kill we can do in this run. And there goes Sir. Yep.
Oh my god, you did.
Yep. It's a pretty easy quick kill to do, thankfully.
What is the mechanic behind that?
You lead the boss off the cliff, and he goes into the void.
Oh, okay.
I wish it was more. I wish it was more elegant than that, but no, it's pretty simple, thankfully.
Sometimes bosses just fall, guys.
Yep.
Good life lesson too.
Speaking of bosses falling, we're in the final boss rush here. We've got Needhogg looming over us in the background, so final time will be on the last hit of Needhogg. Thankfully, there's a little bit of a crescendo there that we can use to time it out well. But here comes Needhogg. We're gonna take that as well.
Final boss.
Just chewing right through Needhogg. And time.
Good job.
Alright, 21:52. Not my best run, not my worst run. 2025 in-game time. I will take that. I will call that a good run. For a Cripsless run, I'm going to be very happy with that. Let me roll credits here, that way we can shout out Awe Interactive, game director Dave Jones, Josh Sullivan, level and sound designer, and everyone else that worked on this amazing game. Kier, anything you want to say as we head out?
No. Thank you, Jon Summer-thon, for having James and me on this stream. Love the work that you're doing. This is a very funny setup for a marathon, and I hope that the next runner is just as prepared as we are.
Yep. You truly know nothing, Jon Snow. I guess I'll do a quick little outro here. Shout out to GFitty in the chat, fellow runner and verifier and modifier of the BPM community. If you want to know anything about BPM, ask GFitty, go over and give him hello. But for now, I believe that does it for our time here on Jon Summer-thon. Don't think we really went over what we were going to do here once we got to this point.
No. Are we